Welcome back to Ground Zero, where we trawl through citizen journalism each week and have the best delivered to you.
Say, Terence, what would you do if you were on a reserved seat in a train or bus and an elderly commuter walks in?
I'll stand up immediately and offer my seat up to them and get others to do the same. Now, jokes aside, I'm an advocate of the reserved seat being reserved for a reason, and we'll give it up when the need comes for it.
Well, what about an old lady that screams at you to give up your seat, let alone one that is not marked as a reserved seat?
Wow, you got me there. I'm stumped.
Well, I asked you that because that was what Stomper Maverick found himself in when he encountered an elderly commuter on a train one morning. The old lady had boarded the train while he was sitting at a non-reserved seat. She promptly shouted at him saying, "Get up, my seat."
Well, the Stomper conceded to her demands because he didn't want to make a scene in the train, but this incident scarred him. As he explains, giving up seats to the elderly is common to me, but having such an encounter will make me think twice about voluntarily giving up my seat next time.
The old lady drew a lot of flack from Stompers, one of them being Tamal Larasan, who wrote, "Even though the seat is reserved for the elderly, we do not have to give in to this kind of rudeness. As for this case, we should have made her aware how rude she was and make her feel ashamed in front of other commuters. Next time, she would think twice, more than twice, before she tried to use the same tactic again."
Well, remarkably, the old lady isn't the only elderly commuter who seemingly abused their rights to a reserved seat. Stomper Starries came across an uncle who took up 2 seats at the corner of the train just for sleeping.
Although the uncle adjusted his posture to take up just 1 seat after he woke up, the Stomper felt that this is not the right behavior for any commuter to adopt in public.
Well, in a separate but similar incident, Stomper JJ caught an old man who took up the corner seats of the train for sleeping. The old man had his back against the cabin wall, while his bare feet were stretched onto the other chair.
The Stomper was going home after school, was disgusted with such behavior and wrote, "Even if you are old, it isn't something that you should do in public. It isn't what the reserved seats are for."
Well, Stomper Charlotte WS feels... Oh, that's a handful, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, Stomper Charlotte WS feels that the elderly commuter should try and display exemplary behavior for the younger generation to emulate. She wrote, "Since he's a senior citizen, it's all the more that he be a good role model for the younger generation." I think elderly commuters do have a right to the seat, as they might need it more than, say an able-bodied commuter. But if they're going to abuse their rights like this, then I'll say remove the reserved seat markings and make it a free-for-all.
That's a pretty strong opinion there, Terence.
Well, not much of a choice, Sean. Strong reaction are needed for stubborn cases like these.
Yes, so. Coming up, we take a look at an awkward situation you may find yourself in while out and about. Stay with us.